See this gun right here? Remember when I got this and showed it to you? I got a bunch of shit. Let me explain myself. Can't use a custom thumbnail in this video because I'm in trouble. What's wrong with this thing here? Well, okay. There's no magazine, so obviously this gun is not loaded. But just in case. Yeah. Let me start at the beginning. A few years ago, back when I was making the good old battery money, I noticed one of these. You know I don't like plastic guns. I don't like striker fired weapons. I don't really care for anything smaller than a .45 automatic. I noticed this on Smith & Wesson's website, I believe, and I really liked it. I like the Desert Tan. I like the high-speed VTAC sights on it, made by Trichcon. And I had more money than I needed, and more firearms than I needed. I was like, you know what, maybe I'll do that. And my thinking was, at the time I had my 1911, to save a little money, because .45 is kind of pricey. Well, I assumed that the mighty .40 caliber was about 9mm price, roughly, and it's not really. It's substantially more expensive. So I said, it's plastic, it's got a striker fire, imshi. Years go by, I go over to a buddy of mine's house. He gives me one of these. He had two of them. He said, you want it? I said, sure. I could shoot at birds in the backyard, whatever. It's not very familiar with SIGs. Didn't think anything about it, but I noticed over time that this thing is really comfortable. And I know this obviously isn't a real gun, but they're made to about the same size. Fits well in my hand. I liked it. Whatever. So then more time goes by, and I go visit some familia up in Oregon. And a fella I know up there got robbed. So he went and bought an AR-15 by Sig Sauer. And he had this big magazine, the catalog if you will, and he showed it to me. And I said, hey man, I'm not in the market to buy a gun. He goes, you don't gotta buy a gun. Just dream, right? So I noticed this thing right here. I could edit HD videos, so I won't be using this piece of shit camera much longer. Notice the finish. You know my style. I found that thing and I said, you know what? God, this camera's a piece of crap. I like that. And it's this. Whatever. More time goes by. The ammo crunch carries on. I noticed in my neck of the woods, everything fell off the shelves. Except for .40. I sold my 1911. I wasn't in the market for another gun, but I thought, you know what? I'm going to buy a gun that I could shoot all the time. Price of the ammo is not that big a deal. Not like .40's too expensive. But I'm telling you, man, you guys remember, it was when nothing was on the shelves. And some of you probably live in places where there's like literally nothing on the shelf. There was tons of .40 here. So I bought it, and I fucking love it, and I laugh my ass off. Every time I go to any store, there's always .40. Usually there's a few other things, but even if there's only one thing, it's .40. Yeah, you know, it's not the coolest round in the world, but it's better than nothing. Anyway, before I decided to purchase this, I had it narrowed down between this and a Beretta 96. If you know me, you know I love the 92s. And that style of Beretta, been around them forever. One of the first guns I ever shot. Handguns, that is. I chose this because it's an American company. And the 96s say right on the side, made in Italy. And it's like, fuck. Fuck me. So I didn't get one. And, you know, about once a week I think, maybe I should have. But they're just so big for what they, you know, a gun that big should be shooting a more manly round. That's just my opinion. This is a little bit easier to carry. I have been carrying this for over a year. I guess you can't really see too much. I won't even worry about that. But it's the finish and everything's holding up really well. My friend Haas USMC did a, I wouldn't say a review, made a video talking about this off of hearsay, which I don't care for. And he mentioned that the sides wobble and they fall out. That's the gun itself, not the sides. Tight as a virgin. The finish is wearing well. I don't know. I'm not really seeing what he was talking about. So I'm pretty pleased with it. It's definitely not my prized possession in a gun safe, but it works. So that's why I bought the goddamn thing. Still don't like this. Still don't like that there's no hammer. That's just me. Arrivederci. Oh, I fucked up something there. One thing I forgot to mention was this gun. Why I even mentioned it in the goddamn first place. When I noticed that 40 was available and I was going to get one, this was my choice. Price really wasn't that big of a deal. These are over $1,000. Got a hold of Sig. They said it was going to be a 6 to 8 month wait before they started producing one of these in 40 with a scorpion finish. So I said, hey Sig, go fuck yourself. Now, arrivederci.